In this section, we will be talking about animation and graph editor. Before we head into animation, let's take a look at the relationship between speed, distance, and time. Speed equals to distance divided by time, meaning that if let's say we want to increase the speed and make it faster, whereby the time is constant, meaning that we doesn't change the time, our keyframe in between the position need to be further apart, meaning that we need to increase the distance. If let's say we need to speed things up, but our distance is still the same from point A to point B, then we need to reduce the time. If let's say our keyframes is in between 2 seconds, we need to decrease or shorten it to 1 second in order to speed things up. So let's head into the animation. Right now I have a square over here and I need to animate the position from left to right. I just expand it down and click on the position tab, or if I want to allocate just position, I press P to just review the position attributes. Within 1 second, I move it from 370.7 pixels to the right, or I just move it here and remember to hold down your shift so that it locks the y-axis. So right now, I don't want it to play halfway and then it stops and take up all the times at the back. So I move the out point to around 1.5 seconds. Right now I play, it stops, it repeats. So this is the part that it will keep on repeating. Right now, this is constant speed. And if let's say I want to increase the speed, I need to make sure that I need to reduce the time. So I need to move it closer so that it becomes faster. I move the keyframe to 1 second, meaning that the time is remain. And if let's say I want to make everything faster, then I need to move distance in between further apart so that you get a faster speed. So it depends, when you speed up, you want to change the distance or the duration. Let's take a look at the difference in between constant speed and the speed with easy ease in and easy ease out. The first thing we need to do is select the layer, Ctrl D to duplicate the layers. And I need to move the layer lower. I can click on the position to select the 2 keyframes or draw a rectangle at the bottom keyframes and make sure that both keyframes are selected. When the keyframes are selected, it's in field colors. So right now, make sure that my timeline indicator is at one of the keyframe and I just move the figure of y-axis. I move it down. Now this is how you move your keyframes together. Now I can change the color to orange so that you can differentiate them better. Layer 2 at the bottom, I apply easy ease out. So which means when you take a look at here, you will be able to see that the points are getting closer. Whereby if I compare to the top here, you see the distance is still the same. And right now, I need to choose the point B keyframes and select easy ease in. So right now you can see that the points is getting closer, meaning that it will go from slow to fast to slow. Let's take a look. I press spacebar to preview. But sometimes if let's say I want to make it more prominent, so how can I do it? I go and click on the graph editor tool. I just click on it and with my position selected, I will see this speed graph. If let's say I select the position, this is the constant speed, 1400 plus pixels per second. When I select the one with easy ease in and easy ease out keyframe, I will be able to see that the graph starting from 0 pixel per second, it reaches above 2000 plus pixel per second and getting slower again. So this is the speed graph. Now, if let's say you see something like this, you have red color and green color. This is the value graph, meaning that right now I'm not moving the y-axis. It's always stay at 0 pixels. And I'm just moving the x-axis. That's why the axis in the curve. And we are normally not using this for changing the speed. We go through edit speed. So click on this tab and go to Edit Speed. And you can click on this Fit All Graph to View so that it fits the 2 points. Right now I can select the first point and I try to drag. When I'm dragging the handle, you will be able to see that the dots here are getting closer. So I can drag. You can hold down Shift as well so that it sticks better to the 0 pixel per second. So if you take a look, it will become something like this. So right now you see the animation have more impact. So I can move the handle as well. Hold down your Shift and move it like that. Right now you can see the impact of the animation. And if let's say you want to do a punch, I can go back out to the keyframe and I hold down my control, click again, become a round shape, and click again, become constant. And right now what you can see is it goes halfway here. So what I can do is I can move it all the way up. I can move here, become slower, and I hit it. And here I move it to the back here so that it hit hard. So if you take a look at the distance here, it's quite far. So this is another way. Punch. So this is the graph editor. Each graph editor, you need to select the attributes. Only you can see the graph. For example, if you want to tweak the graph for scale, you need to select the scale attributes before you get in.